So F1 2015 is now officially announced. Codemasters saying today that there is a release date of June, not specifically what day yet, that's yet to come, but very interesting news coming from Codemasters today. It almost came out of the blue in that there was no real hype in the build up to this news, and it just really surprised me. I was actually playing GTA today, and I just checked Twitter. I saw my Twitter had sort of blown up, and I go to check my notifications, and a bunch of people tell me that F1 2015 has been announced. I was like, oh, well, that escalated quickly. So I had a look and had a brief rundown of what the announcement was, and initially I was actually pretty impressed. There's a vast sequence of features that actually look pretty good. So I'm just going to go through those and just give you guys my sort of, I guess, take on what you guys have probably already seen so far. And if you don't know, then this will be pretty educational for you as well. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and like this video if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Also, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of F1 2015 as soon as it releases. So if you want to enter into this competition, then make sure you retweet this tweet that I'm going to link on the screen here, and make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. So I'm going to randomly choose someone who retweets that tweet. You have to be following me though, so I can organize who's going to win the prize and whatnot. So get organized with that, and I'll send you F1 2015 on the console of your choice once it releases. So let's get into this, I guess, announcement and see what we can make of it. So after reading through the article a couple times, I've been able to pick up a few points, and I'll try and go through them as detailed and as informative as I can. If I miss anything, then let me know down in the comments. But here's sort of my understanding of what they're trying to talk about in this. First off, they're talking about a new ego engine or handling model that they've been working on for what's rumored to be about 1.5 years or maybe even 2 years. So that's why F1 2014 was sort of a filler game, and less, I guess, input was put into that game to sort of sacrifice for this game, which they've been working on for a very long time. So fingers crossed, this game can be absolutely awesome in a lot of areas. They said that they've been working and improving this handling model in 20 different areas, including aero, transmission, fuel tank, force feedback, suspension, and especially the tire physics model, which they talked about a couple of times. More specifically, talking about the way that the car reacts to different temperatures, when debris gets on the tires, marbles, all that kind of thing, which I thought was pretty interesting. I've always thought that the temperatures have always been actually pretty decent in recent F1 games, but to say that they're actually going to further improve on that is actually very exciting. So it gives me almost a little bit of confidence saying that they're improving in a lot of areas regarding the handling. And I'm not going to lie, the F1 games have been almost a little bit bland in terms of their handling. I've always preferred, I guess, more the simulation games, especially something like iRacing, with the way that the cars handle and give you feedback. Hopefully this year, with this year's release, they said they're working on force feedback, the way the suspension works, and the tire physics model. Hopefully, just in general, the cars are a lot more enjoyable to drive. That for me is something that's got to be the core element of the game. Otherwise, people will probably just get uninterested and go away. So fingers crossed, the game can feel a little bit more intuitive. You can feel more in one with the car. Feel almost when you're going wrong and when you're doing it right. Because at the moment, as I've said many times before, the way that the old handling model is, it's almost hard to gauge whether you're going fast or not. It's hard to just get a gauge on just what the car is doing, whether you're losing grip. And yeah, just F1 2014 was a really weird game for me. I felt like, for me personally, I actually couldn't push on that game. Whenever I pushed, I'd overstep the boundaries with the rear traction and everything, and it just became a complete mess. So fingers crossed it can be, a little bit more intuitive and a lot more, I guess, fun to drive in that aspect. So moving on, they also talked about a broadcast style presentation, I guess, feature for the F1 2015 game. Basically, they're trying to, I guess, recreate the atmosphere or immersion that you get from a real life Grand Prix weekend. So for example, you're going to see possibly like an introduction to every single race. Gridding up, you're probably going to see the graphics of where everyone is starting on the grid with maybe a helicopter shot, looking down at the grid and having a look at all the drivers, maybe prediction, where they are in the championship, something like that. Probably David Croft doing a voiceover, introducing the players, not the players as in who's going to win the race, you know, who might be an underdog, all that kind of thing. One thing I'm a little bit curious about is whether there's going to be in-race commentary like we've seen on previous games like F1 Championship Edition. For me personally, I probably would prefer not to have someone talking over while I'm racing, but I think a lot of other people, especially maybe the casual players, would probably enjoy someone talking over the race and getting a little bit more excitement from that. But I think for me personally, that would probably take away from my concentration a little bit. Not really, because I could pretty much talk to someone in a live conversation while I'm racing, but I think it'd just be a little bit more annoying than anything. And I wonder how one person, say David Croft, if he's doing the commentary, how is one person going to talk about a race for, if I'm doing a 2-hour race, 100% race, how is David Croft going to, what the hell is he going to talk about in a 2-hour race? Especially like if the field is like really spread out, is he going to give me like a full-on 2-hour history lesson on Formula 1? I don't know how that's going to work, but if it is implemented, I'm going to be very curious to see how it all works out. Also, with this broadcast-style presentation, I forgot to mention that they will be including podiums in the game. So there you go, all the people that have been screaming for podiums over the last few years, that's going to be in the game. They said this broadcast-style presentation is going to be in Championship Season mode. It's going to be in New Pro Season mode, which is supposed to be a new game mode. It sounds very similar to Championship Season mode, which I think is career mode. Not too sure. They didn't even touch upon career mode in this entire announcement. Simply, it was just announcing these little features, but not talking about career mode or any online features at all. So that was slightly alarming, but I can sort of let them off because it is an announcement, and you'd expect that those finer details will be touched upon later on down the track. So yeah, New Pro Season mode, quick race and multiplayer. That's what you'll see broadcast style presentation in. So moving on to the next little feature that they touched upon, talking to the engineer. This is the player, us, talking to the engineer through voice recognition, whether it be through the Kinect or through a compatible microphone through PS4, Xbox One or PC. Basically, you can talk to your engineer and get feedback on where you stand in the race, get updates on weather, your tyre status, request tyres, and also request a front wing change. So for those people who possibly damage your front wing and they don't want to lose that 2 or 3 extra seconds by changing the front wing, they can opt to not change that and continue on with a partially broken front wing. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know how this is going to work online though, when you've got a full lobby, especially like in AOR for example, where everyone on the Xbox side has a microphone. If everyone's going to be talking to their engineer in the damn race, that is going to be pretty annoying. Or especially like in just a random lobby where lots of people talk anyway, that could get, you know, a little bit clustered, if you know what I mean. But I don't know, we'll see how that works. PC, I don't expect that'll be too much of a problem, as I guess PC is more of an antisocial sort of side to the whole F1 gaming scene where no one really talks. But anyway, very interesting. A lot of people have been asking for this for a very long time. I don't know how this is going to work exactly, whether you need to repeat yourself 10 times to the engineer, how good the voice recognition is going to be. But like I said with the broadcast style presentation, I'm very eager to see how this works. Whether there's going to be any bugs with this, it's going to be interesting. Will we be able to change our tyres, our incoming tyres, with the D-pad? Or is it all voice recognition now? That's going to be very interesting. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think of all these little implementations and features. It's very promising. It looks promising, but as always with new innovation, there's always going to be bugs. So, yeah, I look forward to what happens with those little things. Also, another little feature, the 2014 cars will be included as a bonus in the 2015 game. So, as it stands at the moment, the devs are sort of not struggling, but they're pushing really hard to get the 2015 cars out in time for the 2015 game. So if that doesn't really happen, then we'll be starting off with, I guess, 2014 hybrid cars, where we'll have the 2014 models with the 2015 front wings, if that makes sense to you guys. So in order to get this game out earlier, they've, I don't know, had to ship out the 2014 cars with the game. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, whether we get the 2015 cars on release or if it comes out in DLC. They did say that this game is going to rely heavily on updates throughout the season, constantly updating and renewing things as new information comes about on the tracks, DRS zones, tyre compounds, all that kind of thing, which I'm actually very excited about. So I hope you guys are too as well. So that pretty much concludes this video. I'm going to leave a link to the article so you can read it for yourself down in the description down below. Let me know what console you're going to get this game on, Xbox One, PS4, PC. If you're an old gen person and you're not getting new gen, how do you feel about that? Do you think maybe F1 2015 should come out on old gen as well? I don't know, let me know down in the comments. What do you make of all these new features? Is there something that they're missing? Should they be focusing on career mode? Should they be focusing on online? Let me know down in the comments, because I'm very eager. This is supposed to be the best F1 game we've seen since F1 2010, so Codemasters, there's a lot of pressure on those guys to deliver this year, and I hope, for their sake, for my sake as a YouTuber, for online, for leagues, that this game can deliver in every single aspect. So that's going to do it for today. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I don't do news videos all too often, so if you want to see more of these, then let me know down in the comment section below as well. And also with the F1 2015 giveaway, make sure you retweet this tweet and follow me on Twitter so that if you win the prize, that I can organize how you're going to get it and all that kind of thing. So that's going to do it for today. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.